This right back, Charlie.
People deluded, I'm back again.
Come on, Ian, man. Come on.
There's always that active red flag defenders. I think it's like there's always that active red flag defenders. I think it's like there's always that active red flag defenders. I think it's like
People deluded, I'm back again.
Come on, Ian, man. Come on.
Thank you very much for that, Ian Wright. People deluded, I'm back again. First things first, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and of course, good night. Appreciative of you lot tuned in. Hope you're all had a great weekend. Hope this week upcoming is great for you lot in terms of your health and everything. Appreciative of you lot who support my channel. Appreciate you lot tuned in. Any opinions, make sure you're offering them, people. Make sure you're hitting the like button, you're subscribing, and you're doing all those things. Twitch gang, one love. I'm pretty sure now, probably not, but now we've had time to digest the result, that time to digest that great 90 minutes of football. I'm sure for the neutral. I'm not sure where you stand where Aston Villa and Arsenal are concerned, people. It's a great game of football, and it shows why football's the greatest game in the world, and it shows why you should never stop believing, because at a point, it looked like we was losing. It looked like it might go against us, and we might be lucky to get a point. You know, obviously, we've turned it around with 2 goals in literally the dying embers of the game. Martinez own goals, Jorginho finish. It's I don't really care what it goes down as it helps us. Obviously, shout out Martinelli for technically getting a goal and an assist. Shout out to Odegaard for grabbing one as well. Obviously, Zinchenko for getting back. I can't lie, man. They've got to give Jorginho that goal. But fair enough, it's come off the head of Martinez. What a great header it was from Martinez. Probably should show Nketiah how to header it, because if Nketiah could header against Man City, we might have something. But look at that strike. You've got to give him that, man. You've got to credit him that. And likewise, Martinelli the assist, man. Crazy game of football. Now that the emotions are settled, please let me know your thoughts on the game, because on one hand, good resilience, good fight, good refusal to lose and succumb to what was impending in terms of getting A points / no points. Lovely to react. On the other hand, obviously, while it's lovely that we've ended our sort of barren run of not picking up 3 points and just, you know, a poor run in terms of all comps, we probably need to defend a lot better. We probably need to start games a lot better. And it's much like City, in my opinion. It was a tale of 2 halves, because the first half, yeah, we scored, but we weren't good. Second half, fantastic. Against City, I think first half we were fantastic. Second half, I don't know what was going on. And I do think some players against Aston Villa kind of went through the motions. I think watching the first half again, I need to watch the second half again. Odegaard was better than I thought, and you never really see him. But I just think we weren't really good enough on the transitions. Again, whether you can blame Zinchenko for losing the ball, there's several passages of play. I think, you know, I'll offer my opinions. I think Saliba had a quality game. He's a quality player. And I like the fact that he does that Van Dijk stuff of not necessarily diving in, but sometimes I think he's got to be a bit more aggressive, because we'll get into it against Ollie Watkins, for example. Shout out to Ramsdale for his save against Leon Bailey to tip that onto the crossbar as well. But it's lovely to win. Obviously, you saw Manchester City, you know, drop points against Nottingham Forest. We've got to go Forest away. So that shows you that there is no easy games in the Premier League. But we're just going to have to keep it moving. Good performance, but defense still looked very leaky. Villa could have easily punished us on numerous occasions. I'm not going to... Sorry about that, folks. I'm not going to cap. I think you're right, because there was a point. I think Jorginho had a good game. I think it's another game where Granit's kind of been underwhelming per se. There was a point where we looked out of gas in midfield, and I thought anytime Villa went forward, they could cause us issues, man. Tierney pack hitted as usual. You don't miss a beat. Shout out to Oliver and all the Aussies. Good morning, DG. Smash the like button, people, by the way. I was kind of underwhelmed at the signing of Jorginho, but he's come in and done a good job. He's done a good job, to be fair. The last 2 games he started, he's been arguably man of the match. He's done his thing, people. I can't lie to you lot. Again, we can criticize when people do poorly, but when they do well, you have to hail them up, and he's done quite well. Again, in my opinion, if Partey's fit, either Zinchenko goes into midfield next to Thomas Partey, or Jorginho goes into that 8th position, really. I know he might not do exactly what Xhaka does, but when you look at it, Jorginho's does well in terms of interceptions, but he is easily bypassed in midfield. I think him and Xhaka could have done a lot better for Coutinho's goal, the whole team, because they've cut us open in about 8-9 passes from Martinez all the way. I think Saka's not helped Benjamin White enough. Benjamin White's following 2 people. We're not close enough. Coutinho's giving Ramsdale the eyes. And I think Jorginho could have done better as well, same way with Granit. But when you look at it, Jorginho, whether it's a Martinez own goal or a Jorginho finish, he's been involved in that. He was involved in, obviously, Saka's goal as well. It's him, Odegaard, and Benjamin White down the right-hand side before Benjamin White's header, cross is headed out by Mings and Saka smashed it in. Obviously, I believe Benjamin White and Jorginho, there might have been a couple other players. They're involved in what won us the corner before. Obviously, Odegaard and Cole took it short, and Zinchenko scored a dramatic equaliser. So, from my point, if Jorginho's in the Xhaka position, he should be closer to the opponents. And in theory, a weakness of Jorginho's game isn't he's going to be the best defensively. Not that you rid him of it, but you kind of rid him of the defensive duties per se. Partey's obviously Thomas Partey. Again, whether it's Jorginho or Zinchenko, or maybe even potentially Jorginho and Zinchenko together at Leicester, I think it's got to be a consideration. On the other hand, I do think with Partey's absence and maybe absence against Leicester, I still think Xhaka has to play, if I'm honest with you. Off topic, do you still believe Chelsea will turn it around with Potter, DG, or do they need to change manager? It's looking like the manager needs to go, really and truly. Off topic, like you said, again, there's a lot of transitional issues. I don't know if they'll give him 5 to 10 games next season, but boy, you need to put together results, because transitional period or whatever, Chelsea got some good players to pick from, and you're moving mad. So it is what it is. He's no Partey, but I mean, that's not Jorginho's fault. I want to see Jorginho Partey pivot because Xhaka's been hiding recently. I'd love to see Partey Jorginho in the 8 just for those passes. First game, we ran in behind a lot and disrupted the low blocks. Lovely to see we're learning somewhat how to combat that then, my guys. Smash the like button. This team showed character yesterday for finding way late in the second half to get a vital 3 points away to Aston Villa. We need to start defending better and stop making stupid schoolboy mistakes. I think everyone can see that. When Partey returns, Jorginho should replace Xhaka. Jorginho, man of the match for me. Chat agrees. We just needed the W. It's been a while, Sacco, man. Jorginho, for me, is the man of the match as he was doing his job with the defending when necessary. And when he got on the ball and was setting Saka and others forward. Got to be a shame if Tierney leaves in the summer, but it is what it is. Maybe Tavares can come back reborn. I mean, if Tavares can't come back learning how to defend and learning how to be better in the final third and just how he retains and passes the ball over 90 minutes, let's make a profit, man. Thoughts on the Fabio Vieira cameo? It was lovely to see him celebrate along with Martinelli. Lovely to see him get an assist, and I think first 10 minutes of him coming on, 5-10 minutes, maybe an exaggeration. He was a bit quiet, but he got into it really. On one hand, I don't think there's an opportunity to really start him at this moment in time. I think he needs to do things a bit quicker. I think he needs to improve physically. I think I can understand why Mikel Arteta continues to play Xhaka, whether his form is necessarily there or not. But at the same time, when people's form is shaky, whether it's Fabio Vieira, Zinchenko back in midfield, Jorginho and Thomas Partey, maybe that's something. I think long-term Smith Rowe could play in that Xhaka role, my guy. But right now, Smith Rowe needs to get fit and stay fit. I did think, come on. I was looking at Arteta like, come on, man. Give Smith Rowe some charity minutes today, man. Even Reece Nelson, where it didn't happen. It might be time to do the Trossard 9 thing, maybe, but I don't see Mikel Arteta, at least maybe off the bench, but I don't see him starting, definitely not against Leicester, in my opinion, where ironically, it's probably one of the best games to do it based on how, pardon me, they defended against Man United today after they kind of fell off. I don't think you're going to see Martinelli through the 9, and I don't think you're going to see Trossard through the middle anytime soon, but With Jesus not got a return date, with Eddie Nketiah looking a bit tired in every game he plays, it's got to be something, really. I think Trossard kind of went through the Martinelli thing down the left. I think you've all seen the clip surfaced online of one of the Arsenal coaches telling Trossard to hug the touchline as Zinchenko went inside. Obviously, Trossard can be a 1v1 demon and take his fullback out wide, but in the modern day, you have to be an inside forward, and Trossard's game is around playing in tight spaces, linking up, playing short 1-2s, and I think he was quite unlucky with the positions he was receiving the ball and the opportunities in areas to really go at his opposite number and take him on, really and truly. But if this is the way we're playing, this is what we have to get on with it, man. Tavares can't play in our setup. Cash him in for 25 million, cash in Lokonga. What's Lokonga even doing though, man? Really and truly. Shout out to Maitland-Niles. Maitland-Niles did all right in the based on the highlights that I've watched. I didn't watch the full 90. In the highlights of Southampton's 1-0 victory against Chelsea. Lovely strike by James Ward-Prowse. Lovely, I don't want to say goal line clearance, but important block from Ainsley Maitland-Niles to deny Sterling. He had quite a good game, and maybe with a managerial change, Maitland-Niles can put himself in the shop window either to have a future at Arsenal. I don't quite think that's going to happen. So just make us some money. But isn't his contract running down? Surely there's an option of another year in his deal, but isn't he leaving on a free? I thought the same as well, Social. I'm pretty sure. But, it always comes out these players have another year. I don't know, man. But it'd be a shame to just let money walk out the door, really. This water is slapping, man. So, yeah, man, lovely thoughts. Keep them flowing, people. On that, keeping up with tasks, people, let me just add a timestamp to this. And let me just touch on some thoughts in relation to this game. What's this? Is this, one sec. Yeah. All right, cool, people. So now if we kind of go through the game using the tactics board, one thing we need to do better on is the transitions, because for both the goals, it really it's cheap goals, really. Fair enough, Zinchenko's lost the ball. He has to hold his hands up. And I'm not necessarily blaming anyone. Zinchenko's lost the ball, but could we do better as a team? Because obviously Cash has nicked it off him, and it's a lovely ball from Cash into Watkins. I think Saliba did well, and I can't call on Saliba to be aggressive, but I do think there's sometimes he's got to make a challenge or be a bit aggressive. Now, Ben White's caught out of position. No fault of Ben White. We've all been caught trying to go forward, really, and we're struggling to get back. Watkins has done very well. I think Saliba's done all he can to kind of stand him up. Advancing play a bit, it's kind of progressed into the box. From we've got in the box, there's not much Saliba can do there, really, because you make a wrong tackle, it's a penalty. Maybe he could block the angle, close the angle down a bit better. I'm not too sure. And again, not necessarily to scale, but Watkins has shown why he's a street smart, very experienced striker. He's cut across Ramsdale and he scored. So maybe Saliba could have done better. Maybe we could have got bodies back better. Clearly, Zinchenko could have done better in terms of retaining the ball. Maybe we could have, when Zinchenko's lost the ball, it looked like he wanted to take Cash down. Maybe could have pulled him down, taking the yellow. Again, taking the sting out of opposition's attacks. Probably something we've got to learn how to do, people. So we let ourselves down. As I said, Jorginho was involved in quite a lot down the final third. If you remember, quite a few players, I believe Odegaard, Ben White are all involved. If you remember, Benjamin White's put a cross into the box. Mings has headed it straight into the path for Saka. He's rifled it into the net. Shown we can score goals when we get forward. When Ben White gets into the final third, we've got a new layer there. So we've done well to hit back, people. We've conceded 2 goals unnecessarily. We probably could have managed the game a bit better. We probably didn't need to win it in dramatic circumstances, even though I praised the character of the team and all of these things. To a degree, it is about how you're playing when you're at your worst. And I do think this game showed the good, bad, probably ugly, and the amazing about Arsenal. So, yeah, we have to hold our L for that. At 2-2 is terrible, really, because, again, really, it's about 8-9 passes from Martinez into midfield and so on and so forth. I'm not going to cap. I think Saka could get back. I think our midfield is outnumbered, out of sorts, sorry. Kamara's played it in behind. Benjamin White's been done. He's 2 against 1. He's played in behind him. Obviously, Xhaka's been done by the dummy from Buendia. Again, advancing play a bit because by now it's probably advanced into the box, people. Xhaka's been done by the dummy by Buendia, and it's expert. Like I said, I can't lie. From a purist point of view, you got to admire the goal. It's something straight off the training ground. From an Arsenal perspective, it's terrible to concede, but it's very easy. And again, on the transition, we've got to do a lot better, really. Again, it's fallen to Coutinho. He's slyly giving Ramsdale the eyes, and he slotted it into the near post. We've let ourselves down, and I can't lie. Then I'm starting to think it's not necessarily going to be our day. Obviously, we've made it 2-2 at a vital time. We've gone back to set piece FC. Zinchenko's obviously it's fallen to him outside the area. He's found the near post people and done quite well. Lovely mentality, lovely for him to make up for his mistake or atone for his error. Martinelli and Fabio did hit them on the counter attack and obviously score. Obviously, Jorginho, again, it's simple, but what I liked about Jorginho, he's screaming at Martinelli to release that pass, people, into him. He's done that. I know he plays for Italy, but he's Brazilian. He's got a Brazilian last name, and he showed the Bandulu-ness. Obviously, it's a lovely. It's hit the post, and it's lovely by Emi Martinez to head it in. Once a Gooner, always a Gooner. So we done well in that regards, people. And if I go to my notes again, people, as I said, I think for the first goal, sometimes Saliba's got to be a bit more aggressive. I think he allowed Watkins to kind of control that situation. Not made it easy for him, because I do think he did all he could, but made it a bit easy for him, really and truly. Once again, obviously, once he's got into the box, there isn't too much he could do apart from try and close down the angle and force Watkins as far away from goal as he can, but it's probably the writing on the wall. Big up Zinchenko, elite mentality, temporary L's, get back. He made a mistake and he made sure he atoned for it, people. I love the way Zinchenko plays, and I know you're brilliant technically, but sometimes just do the basics. I have to praise the whole team for their ability to recover, and get something out of this game and stop our barren run of results, really and truly. Lovely finish from Bukayo Saka as well. It was lovely to see Jorginho and White in the final third. Once again, from an Aston Villa perspective, I have to applaud their second goal. From an Arsenal perspective, we need to do a lot better, but it's utter filth. As a team collective error, down to Coutinho giving the eyes, Buendia's obviously dummying it, Camara playing a 2v1 on Benjamin White. From us, we need to do a lot better, but it's straight from the training ground. They've killed us in about 6, 7, 8, 9 passes, people. Lovely to obviously make it 2-2 at a vital time. Obviously, it was, lovely from Zinchenko to obviously score. Lovely from Jorginho to score. Lovely from Martinelli to add salt into their wounds, people. On another day, we need to do better. And it shows that we can be our best friends or worst enemies. If only we could have started the game a bit better, especially away from home, because as much as the Emirates has been a fortress, we've been good in terms of big games. We've been bloody brilliant by Arsenal perspective, people, in the last few years away from home, big games or not, even games that have gone away from us, people. Even games we haven't necessarily been at our best, really. Leeds, Man United, Southampton, Brighton, Wolves, Chelsea. Various different games with various different results and various different opinions. Fundamentally, you want to get the 3 points first, innit? Everything else is secondary. You get the 3 points first and you deal with everything after. So we got the 3 points. Lovely passion from Mikel Arteta on the sidelines, as always, but we've probably got to defend a lot better and make it less of an emotional contest, really. But fundamentally, it's nice to hit back in the game, innit? Smash the like button, folks. What are you lot's thoughts before we look at this Tierney business? What else have we got? Shout out yourself, Daniel. Ramsdale bank account needs checking. These dead English strikers always bag against us. I'm tired. My player ratings at Aston Villa yesterday: Ramsdale 6, White 8, Gabriel 6, Saliba 6, Zinchenko 6, Jorginho 8, Xhaka 5, Odegaard 6, Saka 7, Trossard 7, and Nketiah 5. Subs Vieira got a 6, Holding got a 5. What about Martinelli, geezer? Ain't Barca getting accused of paying refs? I saw that. Leon Bailey deserved the goal. You man got off with that one. Boy, if he deserved the goal, he would have finished it, innit? Hit the target then, innit? He didn't hit the target. Ramsdale pushed it onto the post. Hit the target, you bag juice merchant. Sugarcane boy, get out of here, man. We continue to underrate Saka. He's becoming the villain, man. He's becoming the villain. He's trying to fight, guys. It's the beginning of the end. I'm telling you, we need to get him to sign a new contract before he truly starts to remember to deep his source. He's becoming a villain. Saka needs to keep watching Scarface or whatever he's doing. Saka's becoming a villain. It's crazy, man. The revolution will be televised, folks. It will be televised. Looking at this Tierney stuff, people, if I make a timestamp, shout out to you lot operating in different time zones, people. Transfer news, Tierney, Newcastle. Now, Newcastle have a long interest in Kieran Tierney, and I wouldn't say Newcastle are immediate rivals just yet, but because of the money, because of what Eddie Howe is doing and things like that, if I'm devil's advocate, should we really be selling Tierney to Newcastle? Now, I love Kieran Tierney. Unless Newcastle offer us something we can't refuse, or Tierney forces it, which we're going to be in the Champions League, you wanted to join a competitive club. Pardon me, this comes with it. As great as Zinchenko is, Zinchenko has frailties in his game. If Zinchenko loses form, you might ask the question of Mikel Arteta to obviously rejig what he's doing, really. So I wouldn't get rid of Tierney, but unless he forces the bolt out and they offer us 40, 50 million for someone who has had a tough time with injuries, because we're going to have to buy another left back or find something in that regards. I know Tomiyasu can play there. We're going to have to find the next one. So it really depends, really. I don't quite believe in Tavares' credentials defensively, really. But for what it's worth, Newcastle closely monitoring Arsenal star Kieran Tierney as price tag revealed. Newcastle United are closely monitoring Arsenal star Kieran Tierney, sources have told Football Insider. The North East Giants are in the market for a new left back this summer who can slot straight into their starting 11. They have an interest in Anton Robertson, and City also looking at the Fulham lad. It's believed Tierney, 25, is also on the radar of Newcastle. I mean, he doesn't feel the cold. It's not the best of weather up in Newcastle, so that could be a plus point as they assess potential left-back options. The former Celtic star, who is valued around the 30 million mark, is the second choice. I wouldn't sell him then if he's rated at 30 million, because don't Celtic have a sell-on clause, and we're going to have to find one. Tierney just signed a new deal. He's valued by Mikel Arteta, really. It's going to cost around that to find the next one. Might as well just keep him, and it's no surprise he's highly rated by Eddie Howe. Obviously, he's only played 16 times in the league, people, mostly off the bench. He's only completed 90 minutes twice this season. Tomiyasu's obviously played a lot more than that, but he was the first choice. More competition means we're more likely to win things. If you want to be the first name on the team sheet, get your chance and take it. If Tierney gets his opportunity and he takes it and forces Arteta to drop Zinchenko, play him out wide, great. But if Tierney wants to leave and Arteta knows of the next fullback we can bring in, keep it moving. I don't know if selling to Newcastle's the right thing, though, man. And I don't know if we should be selling a 25-year-old for 30 million, really, because I don't care what no one tells me. When he's fit, I'm not saying he's the best. He is one of the best left backs in the Prem. I don't think we should be helping him. Football Insider has also been told Arsenal told to agree 60 million Lautaro Martinez deal. I don't know if I want to believe Gabby or Bongalo, but allegedly, Football Insider sources said on Tuesday that the Gunners have reignited their interest in the 25-year-old Argentine Inter Milan striker, Lautaro Martinez, ahead of the summer window. Allegedly, the Serie A side are struggling with financial problems and could be forced to part with the Argentina international in the summer with a fee of 70 to 80 million, believed to be enough to complete the deal. Man United and Chelsea are also looking at him. As you know, people, we're very light up front. We've only got Jesus and obviously Gabby Jesus and obviously Nketiah. We don't know what's going to happen with Balogun. I like Martinez, but he seems more like a support act, and he is obviously a different profile to Eddie, but I would prefer maybe someone a completely different profile to what we have. Someone that, especially games we're chasing, where we might be able to be a lot more direct as a football club and put balls into the box. Someone that's about 6 foot and can really trouble opposition defenders. I'm not too sure. Speaking of strikers, Arsenal and Tottenham interested in Wahi transfer, with 20-year-old starring at Montpellier this season. He's got 8 goals in 21 Liga games this season, people. 8 goals in 21. He's created 12 chances. He's got 1 assist. He's had 20 shots on target. Been fouled 22 times, as this graphic says, and made 286 passes. It's probably just general scouting, but if he's got the ability, why not? Dortmund apparently are interested in him as well, people. I mean, it says he's got 8 goals here, but then it says, oh, sorry, he got 10 last season. So he's on track to do what he can do better, people. Spurs have been tracking him since he was 14, and allegedly Chelsea, Man United, Man City, Liverpool, and Southampton were also claimed to be keen. Apparently, Arsenal have also reportedly joined Man United and Chelsea in the race to sign Denzel Dumfries from Inter Milan, people. Spurs are looking at Brighton striker Ivan Ferguson. Where do Brighton keep developing these players when they get them out of nowhere, innit, really? Marcus Thuram has been linked with Arsenal and a whole bunch of other clubs. Apparently, the Borussia Mönchengladbach director has confirmed they'll leave on a free. We have to accept that there are bigger clubs where Marcus might go. Fabrizio Romano is copied and pasted. Thuram has proposals from England, Italy, and Spain after Chelsea interest in January, folks. Apparently, West Ham are interested in Alex Scott, who plays obviously for Bristol City. Arsenal apparently have been interested in him as well, people. And they're 2 different players with 2 different positions, but allegedly this might have a knock-on effect, people. As once again, it says Declan Rice's future at West Ham is in doubt, with TalkSport reporting that the club have now set their valuation of the midfielder at 120 million. Arsenal, Chelsea, and Man United are all interested. They've also been linked with Milinkovic-Savic. They know they're not going to get 120 million, people. As the window goes on, they'll probably soften their stance, and they'll probably just try and to spark a bidding war between every club interested in him, as his contract is running out in 2024. They do have the option to extend. I wouldn't mind McAllister because he can play in a bunch of roles, and you lot have opened my eyes to him playing as an 8. People, I'm kind of here for it. Apparently, the Messi lookalike Alex McAllister's dad sends message to Arsenal and Chelsea over possible summer transfer. His dad is expecting his son to have possibilities in the transfer market this summer, but knows it will take a huge bid to encourage Brighton to let him go. As you know, the 24-year-old's reputation is enhancing with every game, and he hardly did his reputation any harm performing for his country in their victory at the World Cup in December, people. His dad, Carlos McAllister, who played with Maradona, same way his son played with Messi. No pressure on McAllister's kid / Carlos McAllister's grandkid. For now, he is at Brighton. It seems to me a very good thing that he has returned from the World Cup and has not despaired about leaving, enjoying success calmly and in peace in a team that loves him very much. He should have scored at the weekend, though, in their defeat to Fulham. Pardon me, and a couple of their players. The reception he received has been the best. He is very well in the club. We all know that in July there'll be possibilities to be able to leave. I reckon he goes Spain, or who knows, he might even link Messi for PSG. But prior to the World Cup, Alexis renewed his deal so that the club also had the opportunity of an important transfer so that a lot can reach Brighton. It is an idea. He did say, I am focused on Brighton. I'm really happy here. I enjoy every day. They know how grateful I am to this club. I don't have any rush to leave. We'll have to see how that develops, people. On that as well, again, reiterating anything, Newcastle allegedly closely monitoring Kieran Tierney. Arsenal pulled ahead in the Denzel Dumfries pursuit, according to this Italian outlet, people. Not too sure that's the case. We're still keen to sign Bundesliga attacker Jesper Lindstrom from Frankfurt. That one seems to have gone away, people. That was one that was really the one in December. We've sent scouts to look at Victor Rug, the young 17-year-old Brazilian forward we've been linked with. We're reportedly keen to line up an offer for free or soon-to-be free agent Marco Asensio on a free transfer. It seems that he won't get a new deal at Real Madrid, but we'll have to monitor that. I love Marcus Rashford at the Emirates, and he keeps scoring like today against Leicester. We've been linked with him as his contract, he's in contract talks. He'll sign one at United, and this is probably BS. We've been linked with Asu Fati for a few weeks. Allegedly, we're keeping tabs on James Maddison. Brighton have slapped a £35 million asking price on Mitoma. Saliba's close to signing a new deal. And it's going to take a lot of money to sign Declan Rice. And we haven't made a decision on what we're doing with Balogun at the end of his loan spell or to give Reece Nelson a new deal. So that seems to be the transfer news where that's concerned, people. I'll leave you lot to draw your own conclusions. The dream is free. The hustle is sold separately. Smash the like button, people. McAllister is nice, but we need Mitoma and Rice this summer. Classic Gooner, I disagree. If you offer me, big up Mitoma, but if you and Mitoma's a bad boy, but if you offer me Rice and McAllister, I'm having that over Mitoma and Rice, We definitely need to get a striker in the summer along with 2 midfielders to replace both Partey and Xhaka long term. We also need a backup for Saliba. Also, Rashford isn't leaving. Only player I take from Brighton is Mitoma. Harsh, man. I'm taking Mitoma. Would love to see him do it for another season, but I'm taking Mitoma. I might even take that Ivan Ferguson based on what I've seen so far. Mitoma, Ivan Ferguson, Caicedo, McAllister. There's probably a next one, really. Taking a few of their players. Tierney starts at Newcastle. He's got to stay. But they dropped that 40 to 50. We have to go for Aaron Hickey. One Scott out, one Scott in. I like your thinking. If Arsenal need a target, man, why not go for Victor Osimhen? Man, his death row beast in front of goal. Learning how to stay on side as well. We need at least 40 million for Tierney. A Skamaka profile type would be nice. Not sure why it's not coming on screen. Thuram, a good option. Good option, yeah, but I'd rather leave it alone, man. Next year, him and Tommy will have more game time. I can definitely see Tierney going to Newcastle this summer, but only if Tierney throws his toys out the pram. And if he does, I would ask for 35 million. I hear that. Saka on Man United is the worst future. Henry said big players are nice. No, he didn't. He said they're not nice. Henry wasn't nice. Henry's lied to you. Don't let him lie to you. Henry's 100% lying. No, he did not say that. No, he did not say that, my guy. He did not say that at all. Where is it? He definitely didn't see that because I'd say that. Sorry, I'm pretty sure I was looking at them quotes today, man. He definitely didn't say that. And without having them to have nice players, bro. In fact, it says it here, and I don't want to make out line. The nice players are not nice. I mean, good players are not nice. Big players are not nice. If you want to be big, you want to be that guy. Big players are not nice. Big up Saka. Mind yourself, Douglas Luiz, man. Be easy, Coutinho. Both flops. It flopped for you at Barca. It flopped for you. You didn't want to leave because you wanted to stay at Villa. Shows your mentality. Nice hair, though. Get out of here, mate, with all of that nonsense. Saka's becoming a villain. He defo didn't. Henri Defo never said that, bro. Man, I'm watching Cadiz. Barca was actually expecting a favour from Cadiz, but then players are all bandulis, mate. It's crazy if you're relying on them kind of clubs, with the most respect. What we need is Jude Bellingham. If you ain't got 120 million, yeah. Glad for the 2 points and having the ball going off Martinez's head, but the red flags cannot be ignored. Amen. He's not paying that Bellingham stuff. Ferguson looks at Giroud in the making, needs another year of Brighton. It's true. And to be honest, it makes sense. He's 18. He's playing at a club that develops players. There's no real pressure. You see what Brighton do. If the move comes, you'll go in it. But if we could find someone like that, because I don't know his potential, but, 18, I need to see his passport. There's no way that geezer is 18. He's physically a handful. Looks like he's got that knack for scoring goals. And he's a different profile. I would like one of them, really and truly. So... yeah, man. Brighton seem to, Ferguson's come out of nowhere. Obviously, my man Mitoma's not necessarily come out of nowhere, but to us normal football fans, come out of nowhere. Small hope if we go and do our shopping at Man City this summer. I don't think they'll sell us to him. But apparently, there's a reluctance at Man City to hand Gundogan the 2-year contract extension that he wants. The 32-year-old is attracting interest from Germany and Spain. ARTETA chat to him, man. It wouldn't make sense because you've got Jorginho, El Nene, Partey, and Xhaka in terms of age, but chat to him, man. Rico Lewis, Gundogan, Bernardo Silva, Mahrez, Ake. Listen, come to London, man. Talk to them, Arteta. Talk to them. I like how, Sancho in that 10 is that guy. Sancho's more of a 10 than a winger. He's never been, I think that's what didn't help him in the Premier League. Coming to the Prem, people that are casual watchers, they thought he'd just going to be them guys that is going to get chalk on their boots. He wants to play them short little 1-2s and stuff. He doesn't consistently want to take on his man. Nice to see that Sancho is doing well, man. Sancho, Rashford and Saka, I like to see them do well. We obviously saw what happened to them in the Euros. And, Sancho's been going through it in terms of mental health-wise as well. So it's lovely to see him impacting off the bench and Saka shining and Rashford shining. But where Sancho and Rashford are, hopefully they don't shine too bright as an Arsenal fan. I like how these players aren't nice. Saka with the push, Martinelli with the celebration, Ramsdale and Ben White can get under people's skin. Ramsdale's a rattler. Ben White is Mr. S-Housery. And I love it. You've got to be able to do that, man. The next time someone pushes Mikel Arteta, though, like Kevin De Bruyne, we all need to surround him. And for Mikel Arteta, could you have taken a tumble? In an ideal world, you dive. It probably wouldn't have got anywhere. But when Kevin pushes you, you dive. Kevin might get sent off. Might be a different game, man. We don't know until we start being scumbags. I'm good, Omar. One love for asking. Edu can only spend what he's told to spend. He has no control over the fee. It's dictated by the owners. I hear that, Gary. But if you've got the money to commit 70-odd million to Caicedo, bare money for Mudryk and all the others, it must be stuff. I take Rodri all day long, Ruben Diaz and Laporte. Half of City's team are welcome. Rico Lewis, the first one. But we can't get none of them, can we? Might even take Cole Palmer. I don't know, though, man. He needs to show he's 30 first, I guess. So, yeah, man. It is what it is. It doesn't appear that there's anything new where Arsenal's concerned. But I'll take them as well, man. You're not alone in them players there. Should we see what Mikel Arteta said in his press conference, people? In fact, why not, man? Arteta press conference. Sorry, folks. Let me make a timestamp. Arteta press conference. Shout out to you. Look, smash the like button. Keep your opinions coming and subscribe if you haven't. It's only right we see what the gaffer and co said. Let's start with Zinchenko. Ake is their best defender. Ake and Akanji have done very well. But if I'm devil's advocate, could that be why one of the reasons why City are kind of struggling? Because it's not really the strong partnerships they've seen. Sad that it took a lot of fans to give Jorginho credit, one of your better players recently, because people made their minds up on the guy before he signed. I learned to stop doing that with Danny Welbeck. I was on the verge of tears when we signed Danny Welbeck, and I was quite upset to let him go. I think we could actually do well with Danny Welbeck in our squad right now, if I'm honest with you. Shout yourself, Dennis. The good thing about Rice is that Rice will decide that transfer and fee. If he says Arsenal only, we can get it for 70 million. But if you're Rice, is it right? Would you say Arsenal only? I would say I'm here. I'd listen to Arsenal. London, Arteta is building something. I'm sure you could text Saka. There's an England group chat. He's a former Chelsea lad. Fair enough. Potter's probably gone transitional period. Chelsea got more players than they could probably count. But you listen, Man United asked you, yeah, they got Casemiro and United have been putting results without him. But no Casemiro, even Casemiro is not going to be there forever. Rice, you could be there and do something, and you're better than Fred and McTominay. Don't think City asked for him, but maybe City say, you know what, hold this Calvin Phillips and some money for Declan Rice, or maybe a next club comes involved, Liverpool, for example, half of the top 6 are all getting linked with the same players. You know, Rice could obviously play for Spurs, but they're not going to put the bread down, are they? We need Declan Rice, Savage, Leao, any good striker, and Dumfries. If Tierney goes to Newcastle, I'd be upset. Great player and human being. Yeah, but United are winning the league, man. You know, I don't check the league table. I don't know where Arsenal are. I just know that, you know, I don't check the league table, but it was all done on Wednesday. City were doing this and that. I heard City drop points against Forest, and I heard Arsenal return to the top of the table where they've been since August. So we'll have to see how things go. But yeah, man, Ten Hag's doing his thing. City and United are the favourites for the title. I think Arsenal should just keep working very hard. The goal was Europa League and obviously top 4 in the summer. Let's just keep doing that. I'm happy to let all the other teams get the plaudits for that. Arsenal, let's just keep winning as many games as we can. As I said, can we go unbeaten in what's left of February and March going into April, and then come May, seeing where we're at? I don't know. Rice is staying in London. I'm sure that's his option, but things change in a heartbeat. Zinchenko has said we gave an amazing reaction. So did you. Obviously, it was an amazing reaction from all of us in the second half because we didn't play well in the first half. That shows again that we have character in this team with this group of people. If we're going to do our things right, we can achieve a lot of good things in the future. So we just need to stick together, analyze what we have done wrong and try to improve ourselves because there are plenty of things to do. Let's see what's going to happen in the future. The manager said the right things at halftime. What we needed to do on the pitch in the second half. Everyone wanted to go back out on the pitch as soon as possible. We went out the door even before the whistle. That was a good reaction from us all. Nobody went down. Everyone wanted to get the ball, showed courage to win the game, and we showed it in the second half. He then said it was 2-2 and we wanted to score another one, so there was no time for celebrations. I'm so happy to help the team, but for me, the 3 points was the priority. It was so important for us to get back on track. It's not just about in terms of points in the table. It's about rhythm and our mood in the dressing room and the training ground. And we just need to keep fighting until the end. So, yeah, it might have cut a bleak change room had we have lost on top of losing to City, obviously, and Everton and dropping points against Brentford. What has Mikel Arteta said? Is that his full press conference? I want to see exactly what the gaffer has said, people. Is this it here? Well, let's just see what he said. It's been a roller coaster and I'm very emotional at the end. I think we showed a lot of resilience, character, and quality. I think everybody listening agrees with that. The context of the game was difficult with the performance that we had against City and getting nothing out of it. Then having to come here less than 72 hours later and finding ourselves 1-0 down after 5 minutes. We could have felt sorry for ourselves. We rolled our sleeves up. We had to play the next 90 minutes and we had some difficulties in certain periods during the first half. Individually, we brought the level right down and stopped doing the simple things right. I think that's damning from the gaffer individually. So that if I'm in the change room, what individuals brought the level down by not doing the basics? Arrest these mistakes. At halftime, we said we have to raise the individual level, which is true. You know, you heard me in the first half of my live stream getting absolutely mad, not because we're losing, it's because we're not doing the basics. Nice to see the gaffer has almost echoed it word for word. At halftime, we said we had to raise the individual level. We had to look each other in the face and we had to do much more if we wanted to come out and win this game. We altered 1 or 2 things. Then we produced a very strong performance and probably should have won it earlier than we did. Amen. At some stage, you're going to have to win games in the 94th minute or the 96th minute. You're going to have to score from set plays. You're going to have to score when you're down to 10 men. It's about winning in any context. We always talk about that. And today we had a really different context, especially with what happened after 5 minutes. The team showed a lot of qualities which are needed to be up there. I'm very happy with that. Arteta went on to then say on his emotions, he said, now it's difficult because it's been a roller coaster and very emotional at the end. I think we showed, I think we've seen this. I think we read that. I think we've actually read that, people. Skipping that then. I feel like it's right back with more belief than before because you have to put performances into results. Against Brentford, we didn't win the game because of a decision. Against City, we deserve more from the performance, but the reality in football is the games are decided in both boxes. There's still a lot of things to improve, and we have to be humble enough to see those things and recognize them and work on them because we cannot have those big margins. We don't need to produce as much as we do in every single game to win football matches. A smaller margin of chances should be enough to win in this league, and we need to improve that. Amen. On if we needed to raise the intensity after the break. The first goal was Ollie Watkins. We gave the ball away, and then it was one pass and him attacking the space in the channel and then finishing really well. With the second one, Bukayo was half injured. That's why he couldn't get back. It was a corner, and we were not set and leading the game like we should. In the second half, it was a completely different story. He then spoke on Jorginho. I certainly didn't see that that quality of his scoring from deep. It's great to do that. The biggest quality he has is that he makes the rest of the people look better than what you actually are. I can't lie. I'd say that's a bit cheeky from Arteta if I'm someone, but it's true. We made a huge impact already on the boys, on the staff, him, and hopefully our supporters can see that as well and give him the support he needs. I thought it was tremendous today. Last 2 games, he's been a tug. More worried about selling Rice over 100 million than winning because Moyes is a bum. I like Maddison, but he's injury prone. I like Maddison, but he's not consistently good. I think he's good all the time, but them higher performances, he only drops them about 10 times a season. I disagree on the Brentford game. We didn't finish at all, and City final third could have been better. I don't think you're wrong necessarily. So yeah, man, I think the gaffer is right in what he said. On Saka, he's fine. He got kicked quite a lot. I wish the league would see and actually protect the lad, but he's going to have to deal with that not every week, but every 3 days. Sometimes in training as well. It's his game. Teams are not stupid. They want to stop him. We need to protect him. On Saka needing more protection, we'll discuss that. We look at the images again and report if it's necessary. On if that was the comeback of champions, you have to. At some stage, you're going to have to win games in the 94th minute or the 96th minute. We've seen this already. You're going to have to score from set plays. You're going to have to score when you're down to 10 men. It's about winning in any context. We always talk about that, and today we had a really different context, especially with what happened after 5 minutes. The team showed a lot of emotional qualities which are needed to be up there. I'm really happy with that. On Martinelli, it wasn't about dropping him. He's played every single minute. We have 3 21-year-olds leading the front line. That's unheard of. Leao's been doing really well, and we needed that impact. I was really worried about the last 20, 25 minutes in this game because of everything we put in on Wednesday. We needed energy, and I think Martinelli provided that. He then said the boys were unbelievable. Obviously, the result is massive for us, especially after the way it happened. Today, we have to take some lessons. The first one, in the second half, we did a lot of the simple things wrong at the individual level, which are right below the standards that are required to play in the Premier League and at the level that we want to play. We showed a lot of character. No one lost their temper. Emotionally, we really went for it in the second half and didn't throw our toys away, and individually raised our level so much that we played our game. I thought we were by far the better team and deserved to win the game, people. Amen. He then said not to feel sorry for ourselves. We had a great game, great performance, better yet against City, where we were challenged. But the truth is that in key moments, we weren't good enough in the box and to deal with the game. And you come here 72 hours later, which is tough, and you have to do it again. We had to do it following the 2 results, and with the fatigue that we had from the game, the boys were unbelievable. He then said that's even more believable because some of the questions being posed on whether we're able to come back in difficult moments when you have to score 2 or 3 to win the game. This was especially the way it happened defensively when you could see 2 goals from the first 2 shots. But after that, we were really good. I don't think anyone can disagree with what Zinchenko or what the gaffer Mikel Arteta said there, people. So making a timestamp there. Shout yourself, CJ. It's clear after yesterday that Xhaka is back up to Jorginho. At this moment in time, he definitely should be that, if I'm honest with you. Maddison is off to Newcastle. United can play pretty average and get the result. Got to be scary when Ten Hag finds 4th or 5th gear. I mean, I could say the same about Arsenal, City, and Co. I think Ten Hag's breeding something special over there, though. I would obviously like Rice, but if we're spending 70 million on any Englishman this summer, we'd rather Maddison. Him and Odegaard in midfield would be levels. 70 million on that, I'm not too sure. Rice and Paqueta double swoop when West Ham gets relegated. Paqueta for a certain price. Don't put United, City are the favourites. Listen, the Manchester clubs can have the favourites, even Newcastle. Martinelli coming on and not starting was a good move. It shows why you need a squad. DG, do you think Ten Hag is receiving more praise than Arteta? I don't think Arteta gets the praise he deserves. I think both men are getting the praise they deserve. I think you can see what Arteta is developing. I think you can see what Ten Hag is doing. He's doing great stuff at Man United. I think they're both getting praise, really. I don't think Man United or Arsenal are never going to be the media darlings and never get the praise Conte did for doing nothing at Spurs or, other managers. But I think they're both doing great things at their respective clubs. I think we're all dying for Arsenal to sign a proper 8. Zinni can't defend, let Tierney play left back. To be honest, I like Zinchenko to play the Xhaka position. I think we all would. I think this game will put a lot of confidence in the boys. This actually might be the turning point. Dominic, I hope so, man, because for me, as I said before, the challenge for me is easier said than done. You can never just look at football results or football fixtures and say we're just going to win this, that, and the other. But for me, if you really want to make a fight at this title challenge, then I think, obviously, I want to beat Liverpool, but I think we need to go unbeaten until the Liverpool game. And Leicester let themselves down against Man United. Man United were good, but there was a point Leicester looked all right. I think we need to be beating Leicester. They showed enough for me for United. United scored 3 goals, got 3 points, kept a clean sheet. Not to say we need to copy United, but that's what you want to do every game in the Premier League. How did they get that? What can we learn from the Leicester game that they just played? What have we discovered about Leicester so far this season? What do we need to improve? What are we good at? And how can we get 3 points next Saturday? So I think we need to beat them. I want revenge on Sean Dyche's Everton midweek on the 1st of March. Bournemouth, you need 3 points. I don't know what could Everton and Leicester could go either way. Bournemouth, if you lose, I'm vexed. We need 9 points from our next 3 games. Fulham away is a dirty game, and it's going to take a lot out of us, as you saw in the Chelsea and Man United away games. But you need to win that. You need 12 points. You need to beat Palace as well, if I'm real. You need to beat Leeds. And then Liverpool at Anfield. If we're not going to win at Anfield with the season we're having, then I'm not too sure, man. Big up De Gea. I watched the game, Hector, on another day. You know, Rashford's going to get the praise. Sancho as well. Ten Hag. Everyone's going to quickly forget De Gea. But that's why you need your keeper. And I think just like Man United, Arsenal, still both teams probably need to learn game management, starting games, closing out teams a lot better. But as I was saying, where Arsenal concerned, can we go unbeaten for what's left of February and the whole of March? Give yourself a good perspective because, again, April, things are getting real. West Ham away is going to be nasty. Anfield's going to be nasty, especially Liverpool are putting form together now. Southampton, not going to be easy. You know, that's always a tricky one. The Etihad probably need to take 3 points off City. You've got Man City away, Chelsea at home, and Newcastle away. 3 games back to back. Remember how it felt to crumble last season. So, and then obviously, if we do our job, you're hoping City drop points. Is what it is. I think Ramsdale needs to improve a lot, people, but I still rock with him. We need to stop conceding first, man, and I'd say stop conceding cheap goals. I think every team would say they concede every goal they've conceded is a cheap one, but still, man. Rice be cool, but Zubamendi in an 8 is really needed in the summer, and then look at a winger or a different type of striker. Mark's schedule is easy. We need to run the gauntlet to win every game. Wouldn't say it's easy, but yeah, if we can keep in touch in distance of City or even be a few points clear by late March, early April, then I think we can win the league. Let's just focus on winning game to game. Don't forget the Europa League is going to come into play. So we're just going to have to keep doing what we're doing and hope that we can have a season to remember. But let's just reset. Now, I want it to, if we go back to the start of the season where we beat Crystal Palace, I want us to have that mentality. Now we've ended our bad run. Let's pretend the season has restarted and get back to earning those fine margins and go again for me. Now let's work on Brentford. If we just keep taking it game by game, we do our job, we react to setbacks, we win the games we need to win. All we can do is take control of the variables that we can control, and any other talking points and anything that emerges, which, has become Arsenal in with a league shout, happens, innit? I don't think we should look at the past. I don't think we should look too ahead. Leicester started off good. De Gea made a top save. Second save. I can't lie. The second save was the mad header in it. De Gea is a madman. Good quality keeper, but that's why you have a quality keeper. As we know, football's played in the midfield. Nothing revolutionary here, but football's played in the midfield and it's decided in both boxes. Leicester, goals change games. De Gea don't make them saves. Maybe it's a different game. Rashford put his chances away. De Gea saved his thing. Bobby's your uncle. Ramsdale saved the Leon Bailey thing. Obviously, the man that put the ballers in the back of the net. Negatively, on Wednesday, Arsenal didn't do that. We didn't defend well enough. We didn't score the half chances or really ask any questions of Edison. So we didn't get anything. Even the Brentford game, yeah, VAR has done us dirty. But if we're real, the most we should be complaining about VAR is that we didn't keep a clean sheet. We didn't. If we played to the level we did in the second half, against Villa, against Brentford, the whole game, we would have won that. But we can't go back in time. I think of our last 2 games now, we've been 2 different teams in different halves of the game. City, we were very good. We went down the toilet in the second half. Villa, it was poor. Second half, Arsenal that has started. Pardon me, hiccups. Arsenal that has started this season. So we need to get back to that. And that on a more consistent basis. So hopefully it is a turning point again, man. Next week's game is, it's very important. Leicester away, bro. Very important because Leicester are going to feel they're licking their wounds. They've had a tough run of fixtures. Obviously, they got battered and they capitulated against Man United, but I think there is some positives to take. They should feel hard done by against us because they could have got more out of the game. Obviously, Kelechi's doing well. Madison's doing well. That Mendy brothers finding 1-2 form. It's just Leicester defensively. We should ask questions of that. But you've said next week's games is important. Game is important. If we beat Leicester, we got Bournemouth at home. We should beat them. Jesus should be back and Smith Rowe match fit. We should go on a run. I mean, I'm not too sure of the under-21 fixtures midweek, but with us playing on Saturday, if the under-21s are playing midweek, surely Smith Rowe gets a 1-2 minutes, or maybe Arteta says, you know what, train this whole week and you're there. In an ideal world, Smith Rowe is able to really come off the bench against Leicester and Partey is able to play against Leicester. I don't know when Jesus is back, man. Arteta's going to have to shed some light, man. I do think we need to sign a proper right back in the summer. White is good, but it doesn't look natural for him. Foles is a meaty centre-back. He's meaty, but yeah. We are statistically the best team in England. We play the best football, but do we have the best mentality to be 2 after 38 games? A question no one can answer. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. And I mean, it's heating up really and truly because really, you know, Man United are doing what they need to do. We're still floating. City are still City. Newcastle are still floating around as well. There's not much where the league table is concerned. Liverpool, you know, this is the first time I'm checking the league table since August. Arsenal are still top. Crazy, but you look at the league table, we've got a game in hand, 2 points. That's not a healthy lead. Go and beat Leicester because City are probably going to beat Bournemouth. You know, I hope Bournemouth can do a thing, but I don't even think the Bournemouth players' own mothers would bet on them to beat City. Man United got Liverpool. Ironically, you probably hope Liverpool win, really, because it does everybody a favour. Spurs have somehow gone ahead for all the talk about how good Newcastle have been and how poor Spurs have been. You know, one too many draws for Newcastle, and obviously they're now 5th, which is probably best for everyone fighting for top 4. And Newcastle actually in their next game play City. So everybody in the top 6 is playing each other. So if Arsenal, it's easier said than done. We've got 2 wins and a draw in our last 5. We need to beat Leicester. In an ideal world, Bournemouth obviously takes some points off City. Liverpool takes some points off United. Not that I care who wins in that. Chelsea, Spurs, you wish both teams could lose, but United are probably help. Not that United, I think, will be caught by Spurs, but you're hoping that United fans are probably hoping Spurs drop 1-2 points. Newcastle probably defo as well. In that regards, United will have a game in hand as well on a couple of teams because isn't it next week the League Cup final? Newcastle the same. Fulham are doing quite well, really and truly. Fulham are closer to staying in the league, chasing 40 points than Klopp's mighty Liverpool and all that money Chelsea spent. Bloody hell. We did you lot a favour, Chelsea beating Aston Villa, and you lot couldn't do your job against Southampton and that. Crazy out here. Maitland-Niles pocketing Enzo Fernandez and that Mudryk brother not on nothing. It's crazy. It's crazy. Every Mudryk, every failed touch, every failed shot, every stinker, I'll be there. You think I'm not watching them fail comps? You think I don't know it's harsh? You think I don't know you have to give this man time? But you snaked my club, and I'm not a hater of anyone in life, but I am for Mudryk. If you know, fair enough, João Felix beat the allegations, but you're meaty. But yeah, the league table is a problem. And to be fair, if you're Liverpool, you are putting form together and should really be eyeing up Newcastle and Spurs. You're hoping Newcastle flitter away, really. And you got Brighton and Fulham. Brentford are still there. Can't lie, who goes down? Relegation looks a bit mad to call you. Southampton have defeated it before, but surely Southampton are gone. I reckon Bournemouth are gone. Leeds could be gone. I would say Forest, but Forest are doing all right. There's a lot of games to be played, people. I still reckon Forest will go. The only one I'm saying definite, they're not even in the relegation spots. I'm saying definite Bournemouth are gone. 100% Bournemouth are gone, in my opinion. Kind of want Leeds to beat the drop, but easier said than done. And it might be a bit mad for them, really. Sean Dyche is doing what he needs to do. I can't lie. Leeds versus Everton was lit for the handbags, man, with Dwight McNeil and what's that other guy? You might, Tyler Adams. You might have dodged the bullet with Mudryk. I mean, agenda aside, you know, Mudryk could have joined Arsenal and been lit. Same way he's at the moment, he's rubbish. I don't really know what he's doing. Obviously, he needs to adapt to the Premier League and all of that jazz. Not a single player is really thriving at Chelsea. I will give him until next season, but the agendas are kicking from now till then and they're only getting worse. And I hope that continues, man, saying we've dodged the bullet. Can't lie, you know, I'm looking at Arteta and Edu a bit funny. If that was your top target and he don't improve, what was the scouting doing, you know? Was we frass when we were scouting these guys? Yeah. McNeil started doing the hyping and then he got ripped. The Corey was getting more vexing him. If Southampton goes down, we need to get Ward Prowse, bro. Lavia, bro. Lavia. Sweep Lavia, man. But then again, didn't Chelsea have a £50 million bid rejected? Lavia, Ward Prowse, they can arrive. You can hold Maitland-Niles. Big up DG. This Arsenal team continually defies my pessimism and reasoning, but I love it. Hey, Jay, we all love it, man. Liverpool are going to finish in the top 4. They're putting together form. Fun fact, we've been top of the league for 22 weeks. Pressure. Man couldn't hold top for 3 days. Respect the team. Swear, have we done that? I didn't know that. As I said, I don't check the league table. I just focus week in, week out. DG, ideal midfielders to sign in the summer. If money weren't a thing, Jude Bellingham, Declan Rice. I like Zubimendi a lot. I like this Lavia brother at Southampton. I think he could cook here. Wouldn't mind Ruben Neves for the squad. Trying to think, man. Kareem Adeyemi, I know he's not a winger, but I mean, not a striker. I mean, he is a striker and a winger, not a midfielder. You give them what they want, man. For years I've been banging on that hype train, and you saw his assist for Marlon. I think he picked up an injury, but you saw his assist for Marlon this weekend. You saw what he did. You see what he did to Chelsea. Bring him, man. That's another one. Him, Eddie, and Ketia Saka, they could all give Fabio Vieira some serious food. Elise says, back up. Hear that? Mar was laughing in the chat. Bro, I tried. Matisse is a runner. I went onto his stream. I was terrorizing him. I tried to call him. He weren't answering. How dare Matisse go and wipe them glasses? How dare you try run bands at Arsenal when your team spent like £600 million and you're coaching wherever you are? I can't even see you lot in the league table. Chelsea will be back, but unfortunately, I don't know. I hope you lot beat Spurs. Well, I don't actually. I wish both of you lot lose because Aston Villa could draw parity. Don't worry, Chelsea. Don't worry, Matisse, man. Don't worry, man. 1v1 Demon Hudson-Odoi is back next season, man. Don't think I didn't see Sterling missing chances. 9 more points and you secured safety in the league, man. Pardon me, don't watch that. 40 points. May Matisse be stressed for more years to come, man. Big up Matisse, though, but how dare you? How dare you? Everyone's struggle is different this season. Nah, he ain't, boy. You should have watched his watch-along. Comedy gold, mate. Mudrik would have been better for us. Our system and environment would have been good for him. Boy, he's getting 7-year deal, innit, on 100 bags. Big up him, innit? Fulham are representing South for Chelsea. Chelsea even lie and say they're West. Last time I checked, weren't Chelsea and Fulham. As a Chelsea fan, don't be too excited about that. Ironic at halftime, Mar was saying agent Jorginho, and then he goes and scores the winner. Bro, Chelsea fans were trying to run that agenda since Jorginho signed. We ain't won games. If Chelsea don't make Europe, they have to sell hella players to balance. I think regardless, bro, Chelsea got bare man on the books. Aubameyang. I'm not saying anyone's gonna leave, but Aubameyang, Sterling, Fofana maybe on loan. Fofana the centre back, Loftus-Cheek, Kante, Gallagher, that you Nkunku to arrive. Lukaku is still there. Bare Dons are still actually. Havertz is there. They're gonna have to sell and get some loans. I'm not saying they're gonna sell any of these names, but yeah, how many goals has Hudson-Odoi scored? I don't know, man. Has he scored more than Saliba and Lisandro Martinez in the league this season? 2 centre backs. Has he even scored more than Richarlison in the league? I don't know, man. Saliba's got 2 this season in the Premier League. I'm sure Lisandro's got 2, 3 as well. How much you got, Lisandro? You got 1. Hudson-Odoi, what you got? I don't want to see pre-assists and all right, I swear. 20 appearances this season, Hudson-Odoi. 1 assist. That's good, man. See you doing your thing. 72 Premier League appearances, 4 goals. 13 Bundesliga appearances, no goals. 126 Chelsea appearances, 16 assists, 22 goals. Are you doing your thing, man? That's cool, man. I see you shining, man. 1 goal in the Champions League. Shout out Hudson-Odoi, though, man. Fair enough, man. See you doing your thing. Scored against Atletico. That's good, man. That's good, man. I rate that. Scary. Hudson-Odoi don't score goals. He just rips guys. Bro, someone rise up with these rip guys. He's hard, man. He's hard, man. He's hard. Richarlison, biggest flop of the season. Enzo looking like he's struggling with the pace of the league. Needs to lose weight. Bit harsh. I'm here for the agenda. Enzo looks calm, man. I can't lie. Enzo Fernandez looks blessed. But you're only as good as those around you. If your team's playing trash, and that goes for all the Chelsea players. Some men are probably meaty, but no one's banging in it. Obviously, there's probably a couple players shining, but not a single player isn't shining. Oh, look at you see what I'm saying about these La Liga teams, people. Completely off topic, but this arrived on my timeline. Vinicius Jr. was racially abused again last night. At least that effing didn't score. Needs Saka to hit 16 goals and 15 assists to run the better than Hazard season. Best season agenda. Boy, it's scary, bro. I don't know, bro. Hudson-Odoi scary. Double barrel's name, busting blanks. It's crazy out here, man. They tried to say Hudson-Odoi is better than Saka. Don't think I didn't see them try and make him a left back and that as well. Madueke reminds me of Tavares. Bro, another youth that's taken Hudson-Odoi's place. Your man Bailey almost put us in a spliff. Louder bag juice merchant, man. McAllister, bring him to the carpet. I'm here for it. Evening, DJ. I don't know why Jorginho haters are now after what he did yesterday. As I always say, we must respect Edu, and on Arteta, i.e. on signings. I think everyone can have their opinion whether you like a signing or not, but give everybody a chance, as I pleaded in my announcement vid. If he does well, good. If he does shaky stuff, critique. But that's the thing with life, innit? Everyone wants to tarnish someone with a brush. Will there be times Jorginho has bad games and good games? Of course, he's human. But in his last 2 games, he's been bloody brilliant for us. So we'll have to see what's going on in that regards. Completely off topic, people. And again, I don't really believe anything that comes out of Italy. But apparently Juventus now willing to sell Jorginho's international teammate to Arsenal. Juventus are now willing to sell Locatelli to Mikel Arteta's Arsenal in the summer, according to this Italian publication, people. I don't know if I believe it. And aren't they letting Rabiot leave for free? Apparently they're open to letting the 25-year-old leave if they get a good offer. What's a good offer? Because haven't they got an obligation to make him permanent in the summer after getting him from Sassuolo? Wouldn't they want a healthy bit of profit? For what it's worth, I would love him at the carpet, but it seems like that one's gone. It's said Rafinha said that he likes Arsenal. Apparently he's quoted as saying, a team I like outside Spain, Arsenal and PSG. I don't believe Locatelli's leaving. I'd rather have Jorginho at this point than Lokonga. Respectfully to Lokonga, of course. Of course, at least with Jorginho, you know he's a Premier League midfielder. With Lokonga at this moment, I don't know. Admittedly, I know I've been taking the absolute mickey with the loan reports, people, where it soon land. No one ain't making no noise about Lokonga at Palace. I hope he's done all right. I'm going to do my research and see what's being said, but no one ain't saying he's doing a madness yet. But as long as he gets minutes and hopefully can get some starting appearances, you know what? He's got 3 appearances for Crystal Palace this season. That's 50% of the appearances he's had for Arsenal this year in the Premier League. He's only played 6 times for Arsenal in the Prem, 195 minutes. And the bulk of those came when there was injuries at the start of the season. He got 74 minutes against Man United, 12 minutes against Brentford, 17 against Spurs, 90 against Aston Villa. Before that first game of the season, ironically, at Palace, he got 1 minute. Then he got his next game, he had to wait till Bournemouth away to play 2 minutes. Then after he got 17 minutes against Spurs, he was on the bench against Liverpool, against Leeds, against Southampton, against Forest, against Chelsea, didn't play, wasn't in the squad against Wolves, was on the bench against West Ham, Brighton, Newcastle, Spurs, and Man United, didn't play in any of them. Got 18 minutes for Palace in their 2-1 defeat against Man United, played 34 minutes in their draw at Brighton. Played 63 minutes against Brentford. So nice to see he's getting some minutes in it. Hopefully you come back a more confident, competent and consistent player for Arsenal, or you get put in the shop window, and it's as simple as that, really. But yeah, man. Mbappe, Jesus, Saka 2025, Kroenke, make it happen, dream chasing. As you say, no, why go back to an ex? Lokonga played well the other day. Big up him, keep doing that. He can't play for us, not at the level. We got to sell Lokonga and Tavares. Everyone can't make it. I hear that. I won't rule out anyone, but I hear that. Myth, better chance grabbing Telemans. Nah, I don't buy this. The ship has sailed. I need Balogun at the carpet and banish Nketiah to Marseille. Dream chasing. Arteta making wine out of his B choice targets. Amen. When life gives you lemons, make some Henny in it. Or whatever the saying says. So yeah, man, hopefully he does all of that, and hopefully we just continue to develop. 9 more likes and we've hit 100 people. If you haven't hit the like button, what are you doing? K Swift, appreciative to you for resubscribing with Amazon Prime and the fact that you subscribed for 17 minutes. DG, watch him sign for us. The apology videos will have to come swiftly. If Hudson-Odoi signs for Arsenal, I'll be shameless. I will be shameless and say, at first I'll say an apology vid, and then I'll say he's the best ever. Like, there's got to be a reason he signed 150 bags and whatnot when he was a young G, man. Hey, they might do. I don't know why you're watching man's lip, man. Tell your girl to watch my lips, but I don't put my lips around pink meat. I don't eat pork. But she can insert the Vaseline if she wants. Telemans is looking meaty recently. I hear that, but I'm on taking Madison's for the squad, if I'm honest with you. I wouldn't mind Madison Telemans in the squad, really, as an 8, really. He's 25 and whatnot. Realistically, Real Madrid got Vinny, City getting bagged, United got Rashford. Why can't we be in the convo for Mbappe on Heritage tax? Because he's whoring himself out for Real Madrid. Where's that about Martial? Martial apparently might leave in the summer. We should monitor him. I like Martial, but is the ideology of Martial better than actually having the player? I'm not too sure, man. Still saying the same things. Like, it feels like for 10 years we're still saying the same things about, sorry for hitting the mic, about Martial. He's a fantastic player on his day, but we don't really need players on his day. Seems like Tavares is getting killed on social media. Don't know what he's done, but fair enough. How many players do we need in the summer, bro? In an ideal world, I'd like a centre mid or two. Let's say 2 centre mids, a striker 3, a right back 4. I'd say 4 minimum. Mbappe would be lit. 2023-24 season. Shout out the YouTube members. Start, bench, sell. Jesus, Balogun, Eddie. Oh. Start Jesus. Bench / sell both of them. I'd like to see them both on the bench. If you could bring in another, if you can make some peas while Balogun's hot, why not? Even though I don't necessarily want to sell him. Why Eddie's kind of asserted himself as a Premier League player and someone wants to make a suitable offer and you bring in the next one and you've got Balogun sell him. So start Jesus. Either one with both of them, if I'm honest with you. Both could go on loan. Both could be part of the squad. Both could be sold for the right offer. It'd have to be a real one. You'd have to sit back and think about it. Balogun right now looks like a shiny new toy, but I do think people disrespect Eddie and Nketiah. I do think Balogun is a lot more consistent, a lot more confident, I still think Eddie Nketiah is more general play, and what he does over the 90 minutes is ahead of Balogun's at this moment. And I still think he has to improve that regardless of the goals he scored. But I think Balogun's where he should be at in his career at the moment. You can have Martial. He's got the talent, but his injury record, especially this season, is atrocious. The best ability is availability, and we need players available, man. We've got enough injury-prone players. I would sign Ivan Toney this summer. Brentford will price him out of a move, man, or why not? He's welcome for his mentality more than anything. If you could find someone with this playing style of Giroud or Ivan Toney, and Ivan Toney's in a nice way, scumbagness, I'm here for that. Bro, I think we need Qatari owners. What do you think? I mean, anyone that would see us get Jude Bellingham and them kind of brothers, why not? If Toney leaves, we could offer Brentford Eddie. Keen to see what Balogun has to offer to us. Didn't Brentford want Balogun once upon a time? Maybe a little Balogun loan. They'll be zanging themselves. Why not, really? How old is Ivan Toney, by the way? Can't be older than like 26. I told me about 28. Yeah, 26, 27 this year, man. Right age to bring to the carpet. Ivan Toney, he's a baller, man. He's an absolute baller. But I like his mentality and his playing stuff. Like, he believes in himself, man. He's proper on it. I like him a lot, man. Not for the social media antics, though, but there's a lot to like about Ivan Toney, people. Ivan would be really good, man. So would Martial. Martial could play left wing and up front, but like people are saying, Martial, it seems like the ideology of Martial is better than having the actual player card. There's bare ability there, but he just can't stay fit. Like, he's only played 9 times for Man United, and looking at it, he's had a first 2 weeks of the season, hamstring knock. He did get an assist against Liverpool in the 45 minutes he played. Then he had issues with his Achilles, which kept him out for 3 weeks. Then he came back against City, where he did score 2, and then the next week got an assist in 29 minutes against Everton. So in about an hour of football, when fit, people, against City and Everton, he's got 2 goals, 1 assist, 2 against City in the 31 minutes. Back injury kept him out for 4 weeks. Then he played the next 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The next 6 games against Villa, Fulham, Forest, Wolves, Bournemouth, and City. He scored 1 against Forest. And to be fair with you, he got 72 minutes against Fulham, 65 against Forest, 81 against Wolves, 69 against Bournemouth, 45 against City, 25 against Villa. But since then, you know, Palace, unknown injury. Arsenal, unknown injury. And for the last 4 games against Palace, both times against Leeds and today against Leicester for United, he's had a hip injury. So it's a bit of a madness, really. Absolutely. So he's not really been available. So it's a bit of a myth. Stream keeping my shift tidy. Well, indeed, you're appreciative to that. Toney is a very complete midfielder. Bro, he gives centre-backs nightmares, can bag free kicks, link up players there, can score a decent amount of goals, can take a penalty, lovely mentality. Someone I've been taking in since Peterborough, doing his thing. Arsenal need a tall target man striker to bring on and change the attacking dynamic sometimes, especially with the amount of crosses going into the box. Yeah, man, maybe we could. I like that we're precise in and around the opponent's 6-yard box, but maybe we could start to, you know, be a bit more direct. And I would like big up to Jesus when he's there, but and Alexis he did play up front and bagged quite a lot, but I think we need, when you got them players with the fear factors, like when we had with Alexis, like we had with Henry, you've kind of won your individual battles with Mo Salah at Liverpool in recent years. The battles are won, like Diego Costa. Obviously Tony's not Diego Costa, but you have to wonder how many centre-backs all week were scared in training, scared the night before the game because they're playing Tony or they're playing Diego Costa. I think on top of what you're saying about that, I think we need someone that's a bit scary and gives problems and nightmares and all of these sort of things. Football's a psychological game, man. How many games must have been won in a training ground, man? We'd have to see, man. It's an interesting one, though, man. I'd take Tony at United. He's a top striker. The problem is, and he is getting suspended, but the only problem is now, Brentford, obviously Tony comes with a tax, and on top of that, you know, he's going to cost a lot more because whatever his valuation is on the market, he costs a lot more to Brentford because he's been a good serviceman. He's a key player. They're going to have to find a replacement. Obviously, Brentford are good in terms of recruitment, but who are they going to find? So that any money they make, yeah, it might be a profit. It might have to get slapped on another striker unless they found the next guy wherever he is, people. So we're going to have to pay somewhat of an inconvenience fee. So it would be a techie one to monitor. I can't lie, though, people. With it being 12 minutes past 10, I'm going to leave you lot. I'm back tomorrow at 11:30, where any other Arsenal talking points that emerge from now till then we'll discuss, and no doubt we'll offer thoughts on this Aston Villa Arsenal game. Appreciative to all of you lot who have watched my reaction vids. One love to all of you lot who have been here where we've gone over the transfer news, the press conference, we've reviewed the game from a tactical point of view, and we've just been talking football, Arsenal fan or not, people. Again, for more content, I'll be back at 11:30 tomorrow. Twitch game, we're playing Football Manager at 4:30. Any Premier League games midweek, we'll be doing watch-alongs. You know we'll be doing watch-alongs for the Leicester game. Again, dropping links in relation to some other content from myself. Appreciative to you lot. Hope you lot have had a great week, great weekend, and I hope next week is even better for you lot, people. One love for you lot supporting the movement. Smash the like button, turn on your notifications, check out the YouTube playlist. Don't forget to subscribe. Stay in good health, and we'll meet again soon, folks.
Get against this right back, Charlie. Get against this right back, Charlie.
There's always just that active red flag, defending. I think it's like